What's going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me today. Today we have some pretty good news to look at. So Enzo Lopes has finally returned to racing. Things were looking a little rough there for him for a little bit. He did sign with Star Racing Yamaha, and he was supposed to race for them in Supercross. So just a quick recap in case you didn't already know. Enzo went in for an arm pump type surgery, and unfortunately it did not go very well, and it sounds like it caused some nerve damage, and it caused him to really be unable to ride. He couldn't even start his bike using his thumb on the electric start. So things were pretty bad for Enzo. He was unable to fulfill any of his scheduled races with Star Yamaha, and it sounds like he's probably not even going to be on the team. While there is still a rumor that he could come back next season for a bonus-only type of ride, as of right now, that doesn't look to be what's going to happen. So what we saw was Enzo putting out an update here and there saying, he should be returning soon. It sounded like he would only miss the first round, then a few rounds, and then next thing you know, the Supercross season is over, and no Enzo, no updates, and things were kind of dark. Now, I've personally been doing my best to draw attention to Enzo, not because I was particularly a huge fan of Enzo, nothing against him, but what I do have a hard time with is seeing these riders just slip away and nobody really seems to notice. So I was just trying to draw attention to him. I don't particularly agree with what he did, leaving Club MX in the way that he did. However, I do understand the opportunity of a factory ride, so I do appreciate why he did it. However, it's probably not what I would have done. But all of that aside, I really don't want to see somebody go out like that, especially when they do have so much talent and so much left in their career. We saw Enzo have a really breakout season in Supercross in 2023, and I was really looking forward to seeing what he could do in 2024. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to get to see Enzo in any type of American racing this season. Obviously, Supercross is already over, and he's not particularly well known for being great at motocross. However, he did race motocross this last weekend in Brazil. He got picked up by one of the local Brazilian teams, and he went out there, and it sounds like he did pretty well. Listening to Enzo talk about his race and experience, it sounds like he was still dealing with some arm issues out there. And I am pretty concerned that he has permanent damage to his arm to where he's going to be dealing with the Adam C. and Cirillo type of injury moving forward. Obviously, it's probably not the same exact injury, but with nerves and tendons and things like that, they could be really hard to fix. And unfortunately, if it's plagued him this long, I do expect it to continue to be an issue for him. Now, the good news is he did ride fairly well, especially considering the fact that he probably did not feel 100%. He was pretty vocal about the fact that he was tired and worn out. He didn't look that great when he got off the track, but overall he did do pretty well. He ended up winning the MX2 class, and he also placed 7th in the elite race, which is where they combine MX1 and MX2, which is basically 450s and 250s. So he was the top finishing 250 in that race, and that was a pretty respectable ride. They were still riding full-length motos, so shout out to him. He actually did 3 motos. They race 1 moto each day, and then also on the second day they have that elite moto, so kind of a weird format. I don't fully understand it. But what I do understand is Enzo is back on the bike and that he is racing. We've seen him posting up on his story and a few other places that he's back riding, but we weren't really sure exactly what his goals were. Now we know that he was preparing to head over there. Now, in my opinion, from what I'm hearing him say while he's talking at this race and just the way things are sounding, it does sound like he's probably not going to be returning to the U.S., but it's hard to say because I know that's definitely his dream, and that's definitely where the money is at. However, he is absolutely adored over there in Brazil, as that's where he's from. So I could see him staying over there. He's going to have a lot more support emotionally and in some ways financially, since he could essentially be a superstar over there, where if he comes over here, he's just kind of a mid-pack in the top 10 guy in Supercross. So hard to say what Enzo is going to do. Definitely a weird situation with him, the way he went out. I would like to see him come back and be able to at least write his own story in Supercross. He was progressing nicely in 23, and so to see him not be able to compete at all in 24, especially when he didn't really make any mistakes that caused an injury. It was more of my opinion, he was peer pressured into the surgery. It sounds like pretty much everyone got it on the team, and it just didn't go well for him. Now, I'm in no way affiliated with Star Yamaha, and I can't tell you if that's for sure, but just my observation is that it could have been something like, hey, we all get the surgery, and he got it, and it just did not work out for him. But even if he chose to do it on his own, while that would have been a relatively dumb choice, it is understandable why you would want to try something like that. you're thinking, I'm already right there. Imagine if I don't have to deal with arm pump, I could be even better. So it is a tempting proposition. I do understand why someone would want to try it. However, it sounds like it went really badly for him. Hopefully he can recover. I don't know that he ever will. But for now, he's back on the bike, doing what he loves and being successful at it. So we'd love to see that. And whether his story ends happily or not, we just want to bring you that. I know that there has been some people looking for an update on Enzo and what he's up to. So that's what I'm here to do, just bring you guys an update on that. Like I said at the start of the video, I do have a hard time with the way that people just evaporate in our sport. And I'd like to do my best to draw attention to the struggles that they go through and also the way that they leave the sport. So that's all I'm really trying to do here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Enzo will return to American racing, or do you think he's done? Personally, I predict he's most likely done racing American motocross and supercross. But either way, it's great to see someone back doing what they love, whether you agree with how they got there or not. That's going to go and do it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.